Hey everyone, Traci here with Create Your Future. And today I have a really exciting success story from one of my clients who was able to manifest her SP back after a breakup and after moving to different countries, living in separate countries. So yeah, I want to share that with you guys. I'm so proud of her and the way she persisted through circumstances that seemed at the time really big. So I'm going to share that with you. I also wanted to remind you we are doing a giveaway. When we reach 100,000 subscribers, we're giving away free coaching sessions with the coach of your choice. And to enter, you just need to comment and share and subscribe. And yeah, we always love to see your comments about sharing what you've manifested, sharing some success stories of your own to inspire other people. So please comment below and hopefully you will be one of the winners. And also, if you'd like to book coaching with me, you can do that following one of the links below in the description. I am available. I'm a certified life coach, and yeah, I love working with my clients and watching them change their life and manifest so many of their desires and become a conscious creator. Okay, so let's dive into the success story. It's a little bit of a long one, so I'm going to dive right in and I'm just going to read what she sent in. So she says, let me start from the beginning. I was in a 1-year-long distance relationship with my SP, her specific person, which whom I had a great connection with. We were long distance, but met in person a few times. We are both in the medical profession. We had a great relationship, but at some point I started to feel very doubtful, was afraid for the other shoe to drop, felt it was too good to be true, that distance was a huge issue. I also had a very poor self-concept in relationships and felt unwanted and unloved. And although I knew manifesting worked, I had not yet come across Neville Goddard, nor the law of assumption. And she mentions another author that she had read before, but she says that she didn't really fully grasp it at the time. And she goes on, unfortunately, his career plans fell apart for various reasons. And after a year of our relationship and a meeting up with one of his mentors, who seemed to be very toxic and seems to influence him against his own family, from what I understood from his mother, he literally changed his attitude from one day to another and said, we don't know each other that well, as it's a long distance relationship, that we will suffer due to distance, and that for the moment he will stay in his country and wanted to take a break. He told his mother that I am an exceptional woman, but that he needs to put his work first, and that I will anyways be leaving to another country. And she mentions, I had a training in my home country for a year, so the distance would be even larger. After a month of being on standby and chatting only occasionally, it grew very frustrating for me as he was depressed and became cold towards me and didn't want my help. I could have connected him with people that could have maybe helped him with his career, and we grew apart from me. I grew needy, of course. I tried to cheer him up and even sent him a birthday gift, but our contact became very sparse. In the end, I wrote to him a message that I could no longer be on standby and that he'd know where to find me when he became that great guy again. This was the end of December 2019. He replied he understands my decision, but he doesn't have another solution. He didn't have another woman in the picture, of which I am sure was the truth. I broke no contact twice, 2 months later for closure, and he replies he wants to remain friends and we never know in the future, but that he doesn't want to make plans, to which I said I cannot be friends right now as I was hurting and wanted more than a friendship. I was very worried about him finding someone else, as I also saw him put a heart on some girl's profile pic back in February and felt really hurt. I had extreme feelings of jealousy, like he was trying to replace me. His mother also told me he's angry and depressed, and he has argued with everyone in his family and told them he isn't looking for a relationship. The second time I contacted him was in April 2020. When we spoke on the phone, he apologized that he treated me unfairly and said for now he doesn't think we have a future as his career isn't set and he wants to stay in his country for now, and he doesn't think he will leave his country soon. All his life he wanted to leave, and at the first obstacle he basically got scared and ran away. I wrote to him a heartfelt goodbye message, basically telling him I want someone who fights for me and with whom we are a team and deserve much more than stand by, and that I truly wish him all the best in life, to which he replied to also saying goodbye and that he doesn't have much more to say and hopes we have good things to hear from one another. He ended it with writing hugs and kisses. I was devastated and very depressed and went to seek help. 6 months passed by and I came across Neville Goddard and Create Your Future. I booked email coaching in September 2020. Finally, after months of struggling and only doing half-hearted attempts, really started investing on self-love, doing Ho'oponopono meditations to forgive people from my past. Things started shifting super fast in like 2 weeks. I'd say of when I actually started taking things more seriously. New guys started to be interested in me. People I haven't spoken to in years reached out. After only minutes or hours, I think of them. I manifested a birthday cake from my friend's mother coming to my door after I set the intention I wanted someone to offer me a cake for my birthday, as my parents forgot to get me one and felt bad when they took me to the restaurant. And I manifested many other things. I even imagined a patient miraculously healing, and it worked. In November 2020, after almost exactly 7 months of no contact, my ex wrote to me. He reached out, excusing to bother me, but would really like to help me on something. He wants my help on some issue with a person he had worked with 2 years ago and was hoping I can recommend him someone. I waited a few days before responding and we exchanged a few messages. He also told me he was thinking of working maybe for another year here in the country I was doing my training in. He reached out later to tell me he had COVID, but luckily he was okay. We communicated a bit after, but contact grew sparse. He later reached out to tell me he didn't get the training, unfortunately. I had reacted a bit as I had seen him a picture with a girl and reacted, but it turns out she's just a friend and wanted him to put a picture together to make her boyfriend jealous, who had misbehaved. As soon as I had seen the picture, I immediately used my mental diet and repeated in my mind, they are not together. She's just a friend. She's very happy with someone else, which worked miracles within 24 hours. My SP also told me that our relationship was wonderful and that he will never forget all the beautiful time spent together. I had been affirming he misses me. In the meantime, I took a few coaching sessions with Traci. She is great. I recommend her. And also did Ani and Katie's courses, as I had a lot of trouble with my mental diets and believing it was possible to transcend the distance and circumstances. So I'm just going to interject here. That was probably the biggest block that she had when we started coaching. And I remember explaining to her that, in terms of creation and the universe and manifesting, distance is not an issue. We only see it as a big obstacle as humans. But again, since we're assigning the meaning to everything, I made sure that she understood that she could assign the meaning that the distance was actually going to work for her in her favor. Okay, so back to her letter. I wobbled a lot at first with my mental diet, felt like giving up, didn't believe at first in my affirmations, but I persisted. I was worried how we would end up being together as I was moving back to the country I was initially in, and he didn't want to move from his country anymore as he was discouraged. But I kept telling myself, SP loves me and is moving mountains to be with me. I finally got to be more stable after 3 months and became more consistent with my mental diet. I also focused more on my self-concept and listened to my affirmations at night. I remembered Traci telling me to claim my desire and that circumstances do not matter, which I kept repeating to myself. At some point, the new affirmations started coming up automatically to me, which was strange. They became like a usual thought. I started feeling confident and like I didn't care so much about my manifestation. I started having many smaller manifestations, synchronicities, seeing repeated numbers. I even saw on an electric billboard the following words, and she puts in quotes, "Your thoughts create your reality." She says, I almost fell down, which is awesome. I want to see that billboard too. After a month, I had a low point where I started worrying again, so I had decided to drop my focus completely and just focus on myself and feeling good. I had decided to send one last message to my SP. It was more than 4 months of no contact from him, which for some reason didn't go through. I was not blocked. The amazing thing was that almost at the same time, he had sent a message asking me, "Dear," her name, "how are you? What have you been up to?" I responded, and he told me he is happy I am going back to the country I was originally in, and that he has great news as he was finally accepted as well, meaning he will be in the same country as me. This was after 1.5 years of struggling. Him not wanting ever to leave his country, tears and severe anxiety on my part. I am still working on my end result, but I just wanted to encourage you all and know that persistence, dropping all circumstances, old stories, and working on your self-concept before anything are the key elements to success. That is such an amazing story. I'm so proud of her because it is easy to see some of the things that she mentioned as really big obstacles, but you don't have to. You don't have to. You have a choice, and you can always give it the meaning that this is going to work out in your benefit, that things are always working out for your benefit, that whatever seems to be the obstacle, you can actually just give it the meaning that this is going to be to my benefit. Actually, this is actually going to be the thing that helps everything work out for me. So that's huge. She really kind of turned everything around when things seemed to be stacked up against her. And I can't wait to hear what, happens once they're in the same country together. I know she's going to continue to have more and more and more success. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Again, the main point here is circumstances don't matter, and your job is to persist. The moment you have a desire, that desire is yours. It's a promise. And so the only person that needs to be convinced of that is you. So all you have to do is start to assign positive meanings to whatever's showing up in your circumstances. Know that everything is working out for you. Identify everything as your bridge of events, bridge of incidents, and let the magic happen because you're a powerful creator. So that's it for the success story. If you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.